Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about how to manifest anything using The Feeling is the Secret. So The Feeling is the Secret is a book by a man named Neville Goddard, who spoke a lot about manifestation, about creating basically your reality the way that you want it to be, making your dreams come true essentially. And The Feeling is the Secret is quite a complicated book. It's a bit of a heavy read. It's written, I think it's because it was written so long ago. It doesn't, read very easily. I think you need to go through it a good few times to fully understand it. But essentially what the message is in The Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard is that you've got to feel like what you want is already a present fact, right? So what the things that you want to manifest, the things that you want to create in your life are already here. Okay, so you got to feel how it would feel if those things were already in your life. So if you're looking for a new lover or you're trying to reattract someone back, how would that feel to you, right? And obviously it would feel pretty good, right? If it's like, oh, I'm trying to attract money, I'm trying to manifest money into my life. If you're trying to manifest money, how would that feel? Well, you would feel good, you'd feel abundant, right? You'd feel amazing, essentially, right? So you've got to think about how those things would feel. And if you can kind of catch what I'm saying here, these things would make you feel good, because that's the whole reason. Why do you want to manifest that person? Why do you want to manifest that amount of money? Why do you want to manifest that business, that dream life? It's because it will make you feel good. Now, if you remember the movie The Secret, if you've watched that, which I'm sure a lot of you probably have who are watching a video like this one, if you've watched The Secret, then you know at the end of The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, the essential message is to feel good, which is why she writes it in the sand at the end of the film. Feel good, because basically what all these things are doing, all these things that you want to manifest, you want to manifest those things because they won't make you feel a certain way, and that feeling usually is pretty good, right? So basically you got to try and find ways during your day to make yourself feel good. Okay, so there's something else though I'd like to add to that though, and I think this is really important. This is something that I've seen work out for me very, very deeply, very, very interestingly. Okay, and this is, I think, is one of the keys. Okay, and this is one of the keys that I found in my life that works. Okay, because perhaps for you it may be just feeling good is enough, which, the feeling is the secret. If you want to, fair enough, that may be enough for you. But what really helps me is if I really, 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 really want it, right? If there's something that I really, 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 really want, I can usually get it, right? Because I'm desperate enough to get it, to do what is necessary to get it, right? And I think that needs to be applied as well, because you can't have the law of attraction without the law of action, right? The law of cause and effect, right? So you've got to be able to take action. You've got to be able to get into your personal power, as Tony Robbins would say, get into your personal power and use your personal power to make things happen, okay? And that's what's going to really help, right? You've got to be able to have that ability to make things happen, right? So if you really want more money, then you've got to feel desperate for it. You've got to feel like you have to have it. You've got to feel like you've got to get it, okay? And the best way that you can do that is by taking action. Now, feeling good also helps, because why does feeling good help while you're taking action? Just think about it for a second. Right? If you're taking action and you feel sad and you feel depressed, are you going to be taking effective action? Are you going to be able to be taking, the action in the best way possible? So let's say, for example, you really want your blog to be successful. Let's say you have a blog and you're a writer and you really want it to be successful, right? How well do you think you're going to be writing on those days when you don't feel good? When you feel down, depressed, sad, feel like nothing's ever working out for you? How well do you think you're going to be writing on those days? You're taking action, right? You're doing the things, you're grinding away, but if you don't feel good, you're not going to be as effective as you could be if you were feeling good, which is why the secret, and the feeling is the secret, is a good part of being able to manifest the things that you want in life. Because if you feel good, when you're taking action, you're going to be doing it in a better way. You're going to be more efficient. You're going to be more effective. You're going to be You might even be able to do more than what you would usually do. Because if you're feeling tired and you're feeling sad and you're feeling low, you might be like, okay, I'm only going to work on my blog I'm only going to write for like half an hour. But if you feel really good and you feel buzzed and you feel amazing, you might be able to write for hours. Okay, you might be able to create like a really good blog post or whatever it may be that you're trying to create. So you've got to hold these two things in your hands, right? The feeling good and also using your personal power and your drive basically to push through and to take action. It's really essential that you have both of those things, because if you feel good but you're not doing anything because you're just feeling good and you're just sort of hoping that by just thinking of things will just come to you, and just feeling good, then things will come to you, then obviously that's not going to work, because we still live in a physical world. Okay, so but also with that, if you're taking action but you don't feel good, how effective do you think that's going to be about manifesting the things that you want? Not very effective. Not very effective. So yes, the feeling is the secret, right? But Neville Goddard was very correct in that. Okay, but you got to feel good while you're taking action. You got to feel good while you are trying to create the things in this life that you want. Okay, because otherwise you're not going to be doing effective action. Okay, so that's basically how you can manifest anything. Anything. Like if you've got those two things, you can manifest anything. You can manifest anything. Okay? Because if you're desperate enough to do it, if you've got the right action and you've got the fortitude, you've got the drive, then of course you're going to do it. Right? Especially if you don't give up. Because that's another thing. That's another key that I've personally seen in my own life, and I talk about it a lot on this channel, is that persistence is so powerful. Really, really powerful. Because I have another YouTube channel which is basically focused on dating and relationship, because that's like my main sort of area that I'm sort of more of an expert in. This is sort of like more of an experimental channel actually. But the thing that I'm most known for is my dating and relationship advice, right? Specifically as well, like re-attracting exes and things like that. And on that YouTube channel, right, there is loads of videos, like hundreds of them. Right, and I'm still not quite there yet with where I want to personally be with my business and with my YouTube channel and things like that. I've got nearly like 20,000 subscribers though, which is pretty cool. But I've only been able to get there through persistence. I've been on that YouTube channel. I've been uploading to that YouTube channel for years now. I think since like 2020, for like 3 years, and I still haven't got what I personally want out of it. Right. Luckily, I'm still helping a lot of people, which is amazing. Which is obviously my main goal. But when it comes to me, what I'm getting from that is that I still want to get more from that, as in like more clients. I'd love to have more clients, more revenue, things like that. I'd love to have those more of those things. That's what I'm trying to manifest for myself. But the point is that I've been uploading to that for years. I mean, 3 years may not sound like a lot of time, but it's still quite a long time to be uploading and to be working on something that hasn't quite done what I want yet. Because a lot of people give up after the first hurdle. They give up after the first month of trying something new, or sometimes even the first day, right? So you gotta have perseverance and kind of be quite stubborn, basically. Like, yeah, I'm going to continue until I get the things that I want. That's the attitude that you've got to have. Because if you have that attitude of, I'm going to continue until I get what I want, then eventually what you'll find is that the universe will just agree with you and be like, okay, well, this person clearly isn't going to give up because they've been doing this for months, for years, whatever it may be, decades, could be decades, right? I know for a fact that it could take decades for me to get to where I want to be. And I'm willing to do it, right? So if I know that, then I know the universe is actually going to help me and bring things forward to me, because I know that if I'm just not going to give up. And that's another thing that you've got to consider as well, that you've got to do too. Your attitude should be this: I'm going to do this until I get what I want. It's not a matter of if this is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And I'm just going to keep on going. I'm just going to keep on persevering no matter what, right? Yeah, some days are going to be better than others, but I'm going to get there. Perhaps it's going to take me just a few days. Perhaps it's going to take me a few weeks. Perhaps it's going to take me a few months. Perhaps it's going to take me years. Perhaps it's going to take me decades. It doesn't matter. The time doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm never going to give up, right? Sure, yeah, it'd be nice if things could happen faster, right? And the best way that you can do that, right, is by using the tools that I've talked about in this video, by feeling good, and taking action, having both of those things hand in hand. Now, of course, they're not always going to be doable, right? Because sometimes you're going to be poorly, sometimes you're going to be ill, sometimes there's going to be events in your life that are going to be stressful. Like right now, I have been blessed with a baby. I recently gave birth in December, and that was something that I was personally trying to manifest. But because of that, I'm having to do things a little bit differently with my work. Like I can't work as much, right? Because I've got a newborn to look after, right? So things may slow down in life because life happens. So that's sort of like one of the things for me. I'm trying to manifest things for my family by using my YouTube channels and things like that, and my business. So I'm trying to do that, but I also have a child, right? So it's very difficult for me to sort of juggle those things right now. I'm having to find extra time that I didn't really have before. Somehow I'm doing it. But that's essentially what has to happen for me right now. And that's what can happen. Sometimes things in life can happen, like you have a child, or it could be that you're just going through a stressful time. Perhaps you get poorly, you get sick. Perhaps someone you know gets poorly or sick and you have to take care of them. Sometimes things in life can happen that can slow down your progress, but ultimately you have to keep on persevering no matter what, even if it's not as much as you used to, or it could be that you have to do things in a different way. Okay, but ultimately in your heart of hearts that you're never going to give up. And if you're feeling good, right, if you're feeling good and if you are taking action, then you will get there, especially if you're doing that the majority of the time. Obviously, you can't always be feeling good all the time. Perhaps sometimes you can't always be taking action. But if you're doing that as often as you can, at least as often as you can, then you will be able to manifest anything. And that's how you can manifest anything, by using The Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard, by really honing in on feeling good. Because essentially that's what you want if you're trying to manifest something. Whatever it is you're trying to manifest is because you're trying to feel good, right? Because you know that these opportunities will give you a feeling, and that feeling is usually the feeling of feeling happy, good about yourself. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloverish.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.